Good morning, everybody. Time is 7:42. You are watching Breakfast Television. This is fascinating to me. We've got Gareth Roberts here. He is with JustJunk.com, and the stuff you uncover in people's homes is truly, it can be a treasure at times.
It's a treasure hunt sometimes, it is.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't what we find in one person's house. This is all from several years of collecting, shall we say.
And you see it all. You see the dirty, you see the hoarders, you see gems.
We see junk, we see hoarders, we see it all. We'll see very clean houses that just have items to be removed.
So let's take a look at some of the things you found and you just couldn't part with. What do we have on this end?
This is a American player radio, and it's a tubed radio from 1928. There is some history about these sort of things. Maybe it was made in post-World War I Germany or not, and then rebranded as a Canadian-made product.
And a lot of these things still, they still operate. Oh, sorry.
They do a bit.
Can I tilt it forward?
Sure.
Is that okay? Oh, you
it's
hear
heavy.
It
it's really heavy. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's kind of neat with the whole new things in it, but beautiful, like old wooden piece.
And check this out, made in Italy.
Yeah, we think it's early '60s. It's really heavy, Dina.
It's heavy.
It's a bit of
I
a
feel sorry for the players.
It's kind of neat.
It's not easy to hold this thing.
But it's beautiful. It's more of a piece of work of art to me. It's just a beautiful piece. Probably 63, 65, somewhere in there.
That is
but
so
made
cool.
in Italy. It's gorgeous.
You really do have to get these appraised. You may be sitting on a landmine, my friend. I can't believe people want to part with this and they consider it junk.
Well, people, I think, don't realize what they have sometimes. Sometimes they don't have room for it anymore, and they don't want it, or they've had it forever. This is a Edison phonograph, and it's broken. It's missing. Yeah, it's missing its top part to it. It's probably 1920, somewhere in there. And it does work, actually.
Remarkable considering it was 1920. This looks so archaic. I mean, that really wasn't that long ago.
Exactly. And this is when they were playing around between records and wax cylinders. So a wax cylinder used to go in right there.
That's awesome.
It's really neat, yeah.
Now tell us about this guy. History there
That
for sure.
is a hitching horse. Before we had automobiles, we had horses. And where'd you park your horse? Well, you tied it up to your hitching post.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now this is from?
Probably building barns from an old farm somewhere, ended up in someone's basement as a cool tool.
Heavy duty.
It's an old mallet for driving in wooden spikes probably into barns, and that's an old set square.
Now, what's so unique about these little toy cars?
Well, if anyone can kind of see that,
vintage?
that's just the coolest little toy I've ever seen in a while, and that's the original James Bond Aston Martin.
Look, look, look. Do you guys see? The seat here pops up. The eject seat. That's like, do you remember Kit from Knight Rider?
It's a little bit older than that.
No, I know, but it reminds me of that, the eject button. That's awesome.
That's really neat. Yeah, just some old toys we've come across.
Now, this is fascinating.
This is fascinating. It would hang in someone's front hall, and it would be a very, aristocratic family.
Okay.
And you'd open it up, and there would be...
shoe shiners
Exactly.
and
But
brushes.
it's a beautiful shoe shine kit.
It is a beautiful piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, you want to save it. You almost want, or you're tempted to use it, but then you don't want to break it, right?
Exactly. I don't even hang it up. It's bad.
Good old Coca-Cola fans would really, I think, spend a good dime on this.
Yeah, it's just a nice old Coca-Cola cooler. It still works today. Still keeps your things cold. Puts
And
some
look
ice
at
in
this
it.
book. When was this? This is the Body of Medicine, circa what year?
1714.
17. If this book could talk.
I know. I'm probably getting in trouble for holding it with my bare hands. But,
I won't say the name, but it says there's an inscription
in Southampton, England. Yeah, it's really neat. It's original translated from the Latin text.
Okay, we're going to come back to do more. This just in from my old phone. Kevin Frankish in the newsroom. What? Another mystery. Is this a real skeleton? We'll find out right after this. He digs through your junk, and sometimes he comes up with some really cool treasures. We've got Gareth back with Junk City. Let's talk about what's next here. Oh, just junk. Sorry. Let's talk about. No, before we get to that, this.
Okay,
I'll never complain about ironing again, because I'm telling you right now, guys, this is very, very heavy. And yes, they use this. They would fill it with coal, right?
Coal, tinders, yep, all those sort of things.
My heavens, that was tough.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where did you find this, and is it real?
It is real. It's a skeleton we found. A couple of the guys working for us came across it in the basement of a house, opened up the metal box you see in front, and found a human skeleton.
You must have been frightened.
Well,
that's horrifying.
It's a bit horrifying until you find out that Boney here is stuck together.
Okay, so this means?
He's a medical skeleton.
He's a medical
He's
skeleton.
probably a couple hundred years old. History behind him, real quick, is he's from India. There is a class of people there who actually had the rights to put together skeletons and sell them to the British. So he made his way to Victorian England, and then he's been kept by a couple of doctors over the years.
That is so cool. Okay, really quickly up front. I think KFC headquarters is going to want this.
One of those original KFC menu things, probably from behind the counter. It's really kind of neat.
Pop culture icon. Look who just popped in. Thank you, Mr. President. Where did you find this?
Again, in the basement of someone's house. Just another find we have.
If you want an estimate, want to get rid of some of your junk, JustJunk.com. Gareth will be delighted to help you out, because purging is all part of de-stressing. So we can see how tall she is now. She was quite tall.
She was.
Thank you so much, Gareth.
You're
We'll be
welcome.
back with more BT right after this. And she's tiny. They used to say she was so voluptuous. She's tiny.
I don't think.